Watch this before you give up on your dreams. Because the truth is, you might be closer to success than you think. Have you ever wondered why so many people quit right before the finish line? Why the dream that once set their soul on fire ends up abandoned in silence? Maybe you're there right now, on the edge of giving up, thinking, what's the point? Maybe it's just not meant for me. But what if I told you that most people never fail because they're not capable? They failed because they give up too early. The distance between failure and success is often just one more attempt, one more day, one more ounce of faith. History is full of people who were about to quit, but held on a little longer, and that single act changed everything. Take Thomas Edison. After more than 10,000 failed attempts to create the light bulb, he was asked by a reporter, how did it feel to fail so many times? Edison calmly replied, I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Imagine if he had quit at trial number 9,999. We might still be living in darkness. Or think of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She was rejected by 12 publishers. 12 doors slammed in her face. A single mom, broke, living on welfare. But she kept going. The 13th publisher said yes. Today, her books have sold over 500 million copies, inspiring generations. What if she had given up after rejection number 12? The truth is, dreams die, not because they're impossible, but because we convince ourselves they're impossible. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." And maybe that's where you are right now, standing at the edge of daring, wondering if the struggle is worth it. But let me remind you, the struggle is the path. The pain is the proof you're growing. The resistance is the sign you're moving forward. You see, success is never instant. It's rarely overnight, and it's almost always invisible for a long time. Like a seed planted in the soil, it doesn't sprout immediately. You water it, you nurture it, you protect it, and for weeks or months, nothing happens. In other words, you may not control the exact timeline of your success, but you control the effort you put in today. You control whether you show up, whether you practice, whether you persist. Let's be real. Giving up often feels easier than holding on. When you give up, you relieve yourself from the weight of expectation. You silence the fear of failure by choosing to fail immediately. It feels safe, but safe is also where dreams go to die. You weren't put on this earth to live safe. You were put here to discover what you're capable of, to stretch your limits, to turn your potential into reality. And you'll never know how close you are unless you push just a little further. Think of the story of Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. At the age of 65, with nothing but a small monthly check from the government, he traveled across America trying to sell his fried chicken recipe. He was rejected more than 1,000 times. 1,000 doors closed in his face, but he kept going. And finally, someone said yes. Today, KFC is one of the largest fast food chains in the world. What's the lesson? Age doesn't matter. Rejection doesn't matter. Failure doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is persistence. But here's the secret most people don't want to admit. Persistence is not a feeling, it's a decision. You will never always feel motivated. You will never always feel confident, but you can always decide to keep going. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what carries you through. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic, wrote in his journal, "If it is endurable, then endure it." Stop complaining. He wasn't writing to us, he was writing to himself. He was reminding himself daily that endurance is the only way forward. Maybe your dream is a business, maybe it's a book, maybe it's becoming the best version of yourself. Whatever it is, don't let temporary setbacks convince you it's impossible. Ask yourself, if I quit now, will I regret it in 10 years, or will I thank myself for pushing through? The greatest pain in life is not failure, it's regret. Failure hurts for a while, but regret haunts you forever. So if you're about to give up, pause, breathe. Remember why you started. Remember that every person you admired today once stood where you are, at the crossroads of giving up or moving forward. The difference between them and the rest of the world wasn't talent, luck, or genius. It was the choice to keep going. Michael Jordan, often called the greatest basketball player of all time, once said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. 26 times I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Do you see the pattern? Success isn't the absence of failure, it's built on it. Every failure adds another brick to the foundation of your eventual success. If you remove the failures, you remove the foundation. But the challenge is this: failure doesn't come with a guarantee. You don't know if you need 10 failures or 100 or 1,000 before the breakthrough comes. That uncertainty makes people quit, but that uncertainty is also what separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Think about it. If you knew for a fact that success was guaranteed on your 1000th attempt, would you quit at 999? Number. You would keep going because you know the reward is just ahead. The only problem is life doesn't tell us the number. That's why faith and persistence are everything. The Japanese have a word, kaizen, which means continuous improvement. It's the idea that progress doesn't come from massive leaps, but from small, consistent steps taken every single day. A little better today than yesterday. A little closer today than yesterday. Over time, those steps compound into transformation. Maybe you don't need to run faster. Maybe you just need to keep walking, step by step, day by day. Let me share with you the story of Sylvester Stallone. Before he was Rocky, before the fame and the fortune, he was broke. He had to sell his dog for $50 just to buy food. But he had a dream. He wrote a script for a boxing movie. He believed it was his shot. Dozens of studios rejected him. Some offered to buy the script, but without him as the actor. Stallone refused. He said no, even though he was starving, even though he had nothing. Finally, one studio agreed. The movie became Rocky.
Because if success came too soon, you wouldn't be ready for it. Your dream is bigger than you realize, and big dreams require strong shoulders. That's what the struggle is doing for you. Maybe today you feel invisible. Maybe nobody sees your effort. Maybe nobody claps for you. But let me remind you, roots grow in silence. Foundations are built underground. Greatness doesn't start with applause. It starts with persistence in the shadows. Ask yourself, who will you become if you don't give up? What kind of life will you create if you push through this season of pain? And who will you inspire, not just today, but years from now, because you chose courage over surrender? Remember, it's not just about you. Your perseverance might be the very thing that lights the path for someone else. Your victory could be the hope another person needs. Your decision to keep going could ripple far beyond your own life. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "What we do now echoes in eternity." Every choice you make today carries forward. Giving up echoes too, but so does persistence. Which echo do you want to leave behind? So the next time you're tempted to quit, remind yourself, this pain is temporary. This season will pass, but quitting is forever. The dream in your heart was planted for a reason. It is not random. It is not meaningless. It's a calling. And callings don't go away just because the path is difficult. You may not be able to see the whole staircase right now, but you don't need to. You just need to take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. One day you will look back and realize that every failure, every rejection, every sleepless night was shaping you into the person you were meant to become. And you'll thank yourself for not quitting. So let me leave you with this. Don't stop now. Don't walk away. Don't put your dream in the graveyard of what could have been. You are closer than you think, closer than you feel, closer than you can see. The only question is, will you keep going long enough to find out? If you're watching this, take it as your sign. This is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning of the chapter.